General Racton and Darth Barris request additional agents.
Relay to Station 7. Updating tactical projections.
I have 3 fixers who need extraction from the Vuta. Listening posts are done, but...
Sir, go on ahead. I'll have the Minders debrief your team while you wait for Keeper.
It looks like you're in crisis mode. What's going on?
It's been like this since the fighting intensified. We've rushed training, gone to 16-hour shifts.
Sir, Operation Kingstalker needs you.
I have to go. I'm sure we'll talk more.
Vector Hillis, come with me for debriefing.
We'll sing you our journey's song, but we'll need the main hall for the acoustics.
It isn't my office anymore, but Keeper is occupied and I thought we should talk. It's been a long time, Agent.
The new Minister of Intelligence. You signed off on my brainwashing.
Remote?
Scan complete. No listening devices found.
Broadcast mode. White noise 10 minutes, then leave. Yes, I did approve your programming. I also know you stole our files, and I know you freed yourself.
Did you know that Arden Koth was controlling me? I was his puppet.
That was unfortunate and unplanned. The Sith wanted you under control. You survived Darth Jadis. How long before you defied another on the Dark Council? The programming was a safeguard, and if I hadn't approved it, you'd be dead. I don't plan to tell anyone you're free.
Don't blame the Sith. This was your choice. Your project. And I wasn't the first victim.
I blame no one, but you're the least of the sins I've committed, and there's something you should consider. The SIS should never have possessed Imperial brainwashing codes. Arden Koth's shuttle was found abandoned in space without any data on your shadow arsenal. And according to our records, there's no evidence of an agent hunter ever existing.
Why would I make any of that up? Why would my team support me?
I don't doubt your story. Someone, your hunter or his employer, is manipulating this war for his own ends. Someone with access to both Republic and Imperial resources. This someone gave Arden Koth your keyword. We need to find out who and why.
Last time I saw Hunter was on Quesh, but he's long gone by now.
Fortunately, the trail is still warm. Yesterday, a man fitting Hunter's description boarded a shuttle to the Eisen 4 asteroid colony. 9 hours ago, we received this message.
Imperial Fleet Command, this is Representative Omana Trog of the Eisen 4 mining colony. We have been monitoring your victories in this sector. While we continue to accept refugee transports, our defense systems are minimal and our population is 90% civilian. We cannot afford a confrontation. Under Republic law, I am authorized to discuss terms of surrender. All weapons powering down.
Our forces will arrive there tomorrow. We don't know if the colony's surrender is related to Hunter's arrival, but I want you after him.
You can find as many distractions as you like. I'm not going to forget what you did.
No, but you need my help to find our enemies. When you're done, if you still want revenge, I'll be here.
Then we'll finish this another time. For now, though, I have a rogue SIS agent to catch.
There is death here, and the radiation of the stars shines through.
Stop right there, you slime! No Imperial sets foot in my home.
Last I heard, Eisen 4 surrendered to the Empire. What's going on?
Ha! Like you don't know. Someone sabotaged colony control. It started 2 hours after the surrender. First the tram accident, then the air filters, and the decompression. Assassin protocols and the medical droids? We surrendered. Why did you do it?
Whoever's behind this wasn't one of ours.
Then who?
Sedative administered. Lethal overdose possible.
He sings his last song. Say what you have to say.
I need to know if you've seen an SIS agent. Codename Hunter.
What? The SIS? He went to colony control before we lost contact. I don't know if he made it out. But now it's sealed up tight. No one could make it past the...
Hold still. I have some painkillers.
Not enough. But thank you.
We should go. We should find the one responsible.
Identifying. Colony control systems locked down. Enter code. Remote access in progress.
The machinery is a parasite clinging to the colony controls. If Hunter was here, we think we should call our superiors.
ISON-4 colony to Imperial Intelligence Headquarters. Secure routing. This is Cipher 9. There's some sort of device here.
Cipher 9? I got your report, but we can barely read you. What's going on?
I haven't found Hunter, but he left his mark on the control center.
I'm linked into the colony's communications relay. Strange tech interference. Fixers don't recognize it, but I can shut it down. You followed me. You cut off control. I'm a little put out. Not that it really matters. I'm long gone. I got my massacre, and besides, it was for propriety more than anything.
Were you this obnoxious to Arden Koth, or am I special?
I tried to behave for the SIS, but for you and me, let's be bad. Look, I don't have anything against that place, but if you want a war to start right, you've got to grease the wheels. When the Republic hears that the Empire slaughtered thousands of colonists who surrendered, there won't be any more peaceful resolutions.
Innocent people are dead. Republic citizens. Your people.
Touchy, aren't you? Did I hit a nerve? Time for me to go. And you need to stop coming after me, Cipher 9. Because without anonymity, you won't last long, and I can make your operations very public. Blast. I couldn't trace him. I'll pull what I can from the machinery, but he's more right than he knows. The survivors are a problem.
These people surrendered before, and they're half dead. They won't be trouble.
As soon as word gets out what happened, other worlds we've captured will rebel. Watchers 7 and 9 are strategizing. They recommend eliminating the survivors on ISON-4, so the news of the massacre is contained.
What you're suggesting is unconscionable.
Then our troops will waste time putting down bloody rebellions instead of winning the war. Sir, look. I can give you the coordinates of the largest cluster of life forms. Maybe you can negotiate something. But I need to send in the death squad soon. Your reputation may be secure, but mine isn't.
Take the injured and go! Go!
I am Representative Omana Trog of the ISON-4 mining colony. The fool who surrendered to the Empire. What do you want of us now?
Listen to me, Representative. I want to get your people out of this alive. Tell me what you need to get off this colony. We don't have much time.
You're not serious.
It's the escape pods, sir. They were sabotaged along with everything else.
Fight us.
Not much worse they can do to us, is there? If someone could activate the fail-safes, we could leave this rock.
When you're gone, spread the word. ISON-4 was not destroyed by the Empire. It was a member of the SIS.
Save us and I'll repeat any story you want.
The Emperor and his proxies have made their intent clear. Their fleets are entering the core systems. They have broken the Treaty of Coruscant. Survivors in the Mid-Rim report the near wholesale slaughter of colonies. Surrender isn't enough. They only want death, Let there be no mistake. We are at war.
Display off. Tell me, Cypher, what's your assessment of your mission at Ison 4?
The mission was a failure. The target escaped, and I couldn't prevent the massacre.
But you found the device used in colony control, and that's what we needed. Fixer 12 recognized the override technology from Operation Starbender 8 years ago. That mission was also an anomaly. How are the new Watchers working out?
Their brains are faster than mine, sir, and they don't need as much sleep. This generation seems promising.
When's the last time you were off duty?
46 hours, 19 minutes. The department's been busy.
Tell her about Starbender.
Starbender was a disaster, or it should have been. A pirate fleet was about to destroy an Imperial base when the pirates' flagship exploded. It was sabotaged by unknown persons. We were saved using the same technology that destroyed Ison 4. Realizing that, I reviewed other lucky incidents, Operations Morning Crest and Vanity, looking for other occurrences of this technology.
That's when you found the recording?
Yes. Caught by accident 4 years ago, simultaneous with Morning Crest.
Reporting. I am inside the SIS. Maintain cover for 6 months, then proceed. Guard your thoughts when near the Jedi. Understood.
These people have been intervening in our affairs. I assume you recognize the voice.
I recognize the servant, but not the master.
Yes, go on.
At the Minister's suggestion, the Watchers and I began searching the unsolved case files for patterns of outside intervention. We found 62 relevant incidents so far. The oldest go back centuries, before the Empire revealed itself to the galaxy. But 9 are from the past 5 years.
Whom do you deem responsible?
In my analysis, an organization with espionage training and extensive resources, unaffiliated with the Republic or the Empire. Motivations unknown.
You must have some guess where they come from, what they're after.
We are working on it. The pieces just aren't there.
With the Republic at our doorstep, now is not the time to be chasing conspiracies and ghosts, but we have little choice. Someone is manipulating this war. Someone who destroyed the Shadow Arsenal and Ison 4, who gave the SIS your keyword. I need you to find these invisible agents before they do something catastrophic.
One way or another, this is my last mission from you.
Perhaps. Do the job first.
We've identified 13 possible leads on the enemy, all off-world. We'll narrow those down by the time you reach your ship.
Good. Get an hour's rest, then return to work. I have a conference with Darth Baras and the Minister of War. I'll keep this operation secret as long as I can, but our foes will find out. Be wary.
This is Watcher 6 to Cypher 9. Initial target assessment is complete. Recommend you proceed to planet Belsavis for operational briefing.
On my way. Any details yet?
My conclusions would be misleading. Uploading hyperspace coordinates and new security codes. Be aware that in times of war, clearance must be reconfigured every 6 hours. Watcher 6 out.
This whole conspiracy tripe, you really think we're gonna find something?
I think prudence is a virtue in times like these.
They sent us summary briefing files, sir. Whatever you need, we'll be ready.
You haven't had it easy since coming on board. Everything that's happened.
Oh, I haven't followed half of it, but I'm committed to trying.
Yeah, all right. Strap in.
Sir, since our combat session went so well, I thought we might try something else. Lessons in interpersonal manipulation and information extraction. Lecture 1 entitled...
Once they think they need you, they'll tell you anything.
Descriptive name, sir. Is it always about need? When I first arrived at Zero Station, no one trusted me. I was the human Imperial who must have been a spy. But I learned my way around. And once the Chiss accepted my competence, it was easy to make friends.
That's one of your strengths. People like you, and you can use that.
So suppose we're separated during an operation against pirates, say. How does your hand-trained operative play it?
You blend into the background and wait for an opportunity. Don't stir the pot unless you know what you're in for.
I'll happily leave that to you, then. I don't know what you think of my potential, sir, but I do appreciate your guidance. I've been deceiving people like an amateur for years. Time I started doing it right.
Doctor, you wanted to talk?
Yes, and I'm terribly sorry to take your time, but I have a small request. To be frank, it's a bit of an embarrassment.
You have my undivided attention.
I told you before about my safe houses, how my intruder alarms have been going off. Well, I attributed it to local happenstance. I may have been mistaken. My safe house on Balmora exploded.
Any idea who among your enemies is responsible?
I could theorize regarding who did this and why, but truthfully, all I know is someone bypassed Imperial security to get inside. I'll need to see the safe house in person. I'll return as soon as I can.
You could be walking into a trap. Stay alert, Doctor.
And you. Well, I'm afraid the news is mixed. My safe house did, indeed, burn to the ground, along with 3 would-be assassins who were attempting to wire it with explosives. Apparently, my security triggered their bombs prematurely.
Do you booby-trap all your safe houses? Or just the ones your enemies know about?
You make it sound like I used safe houses as bait. I did acquire genetic samples of the intruders. I'll be running traces shortly. One was a human male. The others, uncertain. Regardless, they used Imperial equipment and codes to get inside. Someone in the Empire wants me dead.
This could be a frame job. It wouldn't be hard to arrange.
A wise assertion, although the particulars suggest otherwise. One way or the other, I take comfort in the fact that I'm once again viewed as a threat. My days in retirement are over.
Agent, you recall we spoke to the diplomatic service about building an alliance between Empire and Kilix? Fulner Eth, the man who offered his backing in return for our assistance, has asked us for his first favor.
You can't tell me you don't have doubts about him.
Of course we do. But we don't have another option. Fulner wants our notes on various families and unaligned worlds in the Questal sector. He means to bring that sector into the Empire. We worked in Questal a long while, and we knew its people well. It's odd to see someone else take the reins.
You don't talk about your old life.
We don't often have a reason to think about it. We do miss negotiating, reaching out to understand people, synthesizing their needs. Dizana of the Lesai Nest says that desire makes us a better joiner. It's only small comfort.
I remember her. I didn't know you two were in contact.
Through the unseen emissaries that travel with us, we hear her voice from time to time. But that isn't relevant now. We'll give Fulner what he wants, for the sake of the Empire and the colony.
This is headquarters to Cypher 9, clearing your arrival with station control.
Cypher, you're now orbiting 40,000 kilometers above Belsavis, the Republic's largest penal colony. Fancy rebuilding your criminal reputation?
I thought you'd swapped your sense of humor for the promotion.
Only in part. Proceed, Watcher 3.
Belsavis prison was built in secret to hold the galaxy's most dangerous individuals. 3 main levels, thousands of specialized cell blocks holding everyone from changelings to Sith Lords.
We've known of the prison's existence for nearly a year. Now we understand that the conspirators subverted Belsavis to their own use.
You say subverted, not infiltrated, not taken over.
The conspirators pulled strings with Republic higher-ups to construct a special section, Mega Security Ward 23. It's somewhere past the alien cells and the genocide ward. They built it and sealed it when Belsavis was founded. No one gets inside.
It's the highest security area of the best protected prison in the galaxy. You're going to break in and find what it's hiding.
I assume they've left more than a padlock to protect it.
We don't know. The rest of the prison uses everything from lasers to force fields to sanitization gas. 2 decades ago, a prison gang heard about the ward and tried to breach it, hoping something inside would help them escape.
Thieves, security experts, the underworld's best. None of them made it back, but they had the right idea.
You'll assemble your own gang from the prison. Establish yourself as a fellow inmate and succeed where the last group failed.
Lead the prisoners on a mission into their own jail. Understood.
You'll find supplies and a detailed dossier at our outpost on the planet's surface.
Our military forces are encouraging riots as part of the war effort. It's distracting the Republic and should conceal your operation. But don't be mistaken. The prisoners are not grateful. Keep it out.
Begin playback. Authorization, Cipher 9.
Cipher. This is Infiltration Operative Bax Kohler. I've assembled a list of prisoners with the skills to breach Mega Security Ward 23. This is Camden Slyke, assassin and escape artist. His brother died breaking into the ward some years ago. Slyke can reconstruct and reassess his brother's plan. He hates authority figures, Imperials included. Next, Cheney Barrow, slicer and computer expert, former top saboteur for the Exchange. Motivated by greed and known to nurse a grudge. Ota, ex-mercenary and bounty hunter, cast out of the Mandalorians for dishonorable conduct. He'll provide support and demolitions. Lastly, Parkos. No information on his crimes, but he's an alien tracker whose species sees through walls. Handy to have around traps. These people are volatile and extremely dangerous. Present yourself as a fellow inmate. Do not reveal your allegiance.
We are releasing a dark swarm upon this world. These people will be our responsibility.
They won't cause any problems. I won't let them.
You'll use explosives to free the prisoners. Tag each prison cell with a blasting cap, then head to the Republic Security Center. Use the security consoles to disable any fail-safes and make contact with the prisoners. You can detonate the blasting caps remotely. Maps and safe house coordinates are attached. You're on your own now.
Warning. Security lockdown in process.
Open prisoner files for Kanjan Slyke, Cheney Barrow, Ota, and Parkos. Disable cell failsafes.
Cell failsafes disabled. Defenses will not be activated in case of breach.
Open communications link.
You have their attention. Tell them who you are.
Listen up, all of you. Half the prison is in chaos, but no one's escaped yet. The Republic's locked this planet down. I have a plan to get out. Play your cards right. You can be part of it. Doors blow in 10 seconds. Look for the meeting place on your holomap. I expect you to be there.
The electrons are singing.
Scorpio sanctions activated. Was a very articulate speech. You chose your audience poorly. For example, Cheney Barrow is only the 3rd best slicer on Belsavis. I have now killed the other 2.
You assume I chose my audience for something specific.
It isn't an assumption, but the odds are in my favor. Good luck getting your prisoners to work together. We'll speak again.
Now, Ota, why are you talking like that with a lady around?
It is my nature to shed blood. I will not hide it or wait any longer.
Don't think you have to.
They expect a leader, but that's what they hate. Surprise them.
We are grateful you freed us. Now flee before I strangle you.
You've got fangs.
You and me can go far together. Some of you know about Mega Security Ward 23. Deepest pit in this prison. Together, we have the skills to get inside. With what's in there, we can all make it off this rock. You just need to follow my lead.
Want to get out? Need to get out?
Ganjan's like. She's Cheney. That's Parkos and Oda. You got confidence, pretty bird. But mega security ain't just breaking windows and slitting throats. We're talking bad things there.
Bad things? See, I can enjoy those.
Nice, darling. This might work out after all.
What about the ward?
Years back, my brother tried what you're saying. Found traps, sensors, blast doors, force fields. Got himself killed. Only way in is to short out what security you can and try to survive the rest. Takes prep we ain't done, and a bundle of equipment.
No one said it would be easy. But if you're not in all the way...
in.
For now.
Don't have any other plans, so I'll start a list of what we need. Bet we can pick some tools off the bodies, but not the specialized stuff.
Computer spikes and rebreathers are simple, but engineering equipment? Where do we find that here?
Don't look at me. My brother took 5 years to assemble this stuff. It's up to our miracle worker.
We can't exactly order the stuff from off-world, so we'll have to improvise. Tear apart the housing, guard towers, anything you can.
Let the killing begin.
What? Hey, the laboratories, the medical facilities.
The labs will be sealed off. Guards will set up a kill zone to keep us from looting the place.
The laboratories have all sorts of equipment, and they can track more down. One person slips in and opens a back entrance. We can all follow.
I'm not worried about Republic kill zones. If we need that equipment, I'll get us inside. Just be ready to follow.
Sure, boss.
It's a stupid idea, but then I ain't heard any better. You survive, maybe we have more to talk about.
Turbo lift activated.
Well, look who's alive after all. This here's quite a place.
I got us to the turbo lift. Hey, they've got spikes.
Adrenals, blaster packs. This is good.
I'm going to get my cortical data split working again.
And grab what you can. Then we have preparations to make.
Boss has a sense of fun after all.
Scorpio sanctions activated. I appreciate all of you gathering in one place. Your deaths will be artfully intertwined.
You must have tripped an alarm. I didn't do anything.
We'll be all right. Weapons ready? Keep your eyes open.
These laboratories were designed for experiments in alien aggression. I have full access to the research and chemicals used.
What is this?
The SLV-88 aerosol was formulated to control the minds and heighten the aggressive instincts of anyone exposed. Enjoy this experience for the brief time it lasts.
The Night Herald, it screams in our mind.
You are immune to mind control technologies, yet those defenses should be unavailable to the wider galaxy. Interesting. We will continue this discussion later.
A formal apology should include a gift, we know, but for now, we're sorry about that.
Think we're all in one piece. That's a nasty security system.
We're not even in the mega security ward yet.
Look, we survived. And there's still lots to do, so let's move it.
You got it, boss.
I can slice the computers, see if I can get an equipment inventory. Yes, yes, no. It's almost all here. The stupid equipment isn't listed. But there's some pieces that aren't stored in the lab. I can pinpoint the locations.
Run down what we're missing.
Carbonite trap. It's in the armory.
Need that to freeze yourself. Hide your life signs from the mega security ward scanners. Only way to get in.
Spent uranium power battery, hazardous waste containment.
Radiation will weaken the door seals. Old black sun trick.
Anti-radiation serum, water filters.
Help you survive that power battery. Still, if that's all it's missing, we can count ourselves lucky. Me and the others can pack up, start creeping to the next security zone. Assuming you can recover those 3 pieces.
Carbonite bomb from the armory, battery from hazard containment, serum from the water filters. You finish up here and I'll find them.
You got it.
Hey, boss, it's us. We got everything from the lab. Park has found us a safe place where we can figure out our next step. Sending coordinates. Meet you there.
How many warden droids are still out there?
I told you already.
Tell me again.
Give me the knife. I want to try.
What's going on?
Caught ourselves a guard. Thought we'd have a little fun.
You questioned him?
You don't know much. Guards aren't in good shape between the prisoners and the Imperials coming through.
He helped us with our maps, and I'm security clearance green now.
Think he's probably tapped out. Want me to clean up?
Bind him and lock him up somewhere. Make sure he can't hear us.
Mom always said to save the crumbs. All right, let's go. Take a look. This is the junk we got from the laboratory. Parkos has been putting things together.
The physical defenses aren't enough. We need to deal with that computer, the Scorpio sanctions.
Is there something you aren't telling me?
I like to learn about the things that attack me. I think the sanctions are a program running in the mega security ward that accesses the rest of the prison. It controls the force field, scanners, all that. Your equipment will only do half the job if the program's still running.
My brother didn't have a slicer when he got himself killed. She might be right.
I'm really good, but I can't disable the program. We need to distract it.
Software isn't easily distracted.
I can take control of the upper-level security droids, override their programming. Then, when we get to the mega security ward, bang. I make the droids set off every alarm in the prison. The Scorpio program gets confused. Gives us a few minutes. At least.
Clever little bird.
You and the guys could upload my overrides into the droids while Parkos and I work. Then we can go in.
Get your gear together. We're going droid hunting.
Get close to each droid and use these computer spikes. They'll stop shooting after, not before. When we've got enough set up, I'll give you a call.
It's Cheney. Got a signal from the droids. My override's working, but, there's an auto maintenance facility. Soon as the droids report in to charge and repair, my overrides will be wiped. Place needs trashing.
You're the tech expert. Disable it remotely.
Can't. Main systems are hardwired into old alien tech. Physical trauma's better. The defenses are pretty thick. Facility might even be building new wardens, but wreck the core machine and it's down.
Like a child mutilating a doll, you have triumphed over primitive technology. But you cannot conceive of the weapons I possess. Things your kind was not permitted to see.
Listen, I'm not here to harm you. I just need information.
Your weakness is not mine. I find no value in negotiation. When you destroyed the core machine, you unleashed my microdroid swarm. Automata like gnats that can drill through flesh. They will infect your associate, and by the time you reach Mega Security Ward 23, you will stand alone.
What do you think?
Nah. Pulse bomb won't do anything against that wall. Leaves us back where we started.
Got control of the droids. They'll set off every alarm on Belsavis, and the Scorpio program won't know where to look.
Rest of us were working out the plan for the break-in. Ready as we're gonna be. But there is one thing.
I get the feeling I'm not going to like this.
While back, you made some promises. Said this break-in would help us get off-world, but you never said why. Getting a little tired of taking things on faith.
You want to pass on this job? You think you can survive without me? Take your chances, but don't come crawling back. You want to work? Work. I don't have time to coddle anyone.
Understood, boss. Mega Security Ward 23 is in the deep prison. Old underground complex. Say the infrastructure was here way before the Republic. Imperial's got the deep prison guarded. So you want to get inside, you find your own way through.
I've dealt with their kind before. Don't worry about the Empire's blockade.
Once you get to the Mega Security Ward, we'll finish up our tasks and meet up. Walk you through on the comms.
I'm on computers. Parkos is finalizing the map. Kanjan's turning off Republic monitors.
I have weapons and explosives prepared for you.
Equipment's all set. Handle it careful. Call us when you're at the front door. Break-in of the century.
I owe you for this, gorgeous. Let's celebrate when I get back.
Yeah, I like that. Find ourselves somewhere cozy.
Let's just get this done.
I'm at the entrance to Mega Security Ward 23. Status report?
Think we're ready here. You should be in a turbo lift. Meant for droids only. Scanners pick up active life signs. Turbo lift shuts down. You need to use that carbonite trap we picked up. Freeze yourself solid, put yourself into hibernation. Cheney will trigger the lift controls. Only way in.
I assume I don't stay a block of carbonite.
Modified the trap. Should unfreeze you on a timer.
Born from a carbonite womb, you enter my world. Welcome to Mega Security Ward 23.
There's a door here. Heavy-duty metal, can't tell the composition.
Hey, boss. Parko spotted it. Blocks his ultraviolet sight.
Here's where the Moranium power battery comes in. Take her out of the protective case and attach her to the door. She'll pump out enough radiation to fatigue the metal and you can blast on through.
That serum I found. It'll counter the radiation's effect?
It should. Take it when you start feeling woozy, but try to keep your distance in the meantime.
Force field up ahead.
It's hooked into the security program. Now all that work with the droids pays off.
I'm going to trigger every alarm in Belsavis, and the Scorpio system's going to go crazy. I hope.
Hold on, Cheney, darling. Seems to me now's a very good time to renegotiate our deal.
This is no time for games.
Say the word and the slicer dies.
What? Why me?
Nothing personal. You just make a good bargaining chip. Now, I don't want you dead. but Oda and I are looking out for our interests. I want you to authorize a credit transfer. Pay us enough, we'll leave Belsavis and you can finish your little break-in.
Listen, you can't buy your way out of here. And like me or not, you need me.
Now put the gun down and try to remember that.
You really are something. All right, you can't blame me for trying. Cheney?
Triggering the alarms. Thank you.
Oh! I can hear 1,000 electronic screams. What have you done? Oh!
There are people alive here, but their auras are dull.
I imagine things sometimes. Faces, lights, the sounds of blasters. But you're real. Oh, it's been a long time since I met a stranger.
What's your name?
I've had so many.
Your distraction was clever, but I've disconnected myself from the network. The alarms no longer scream to me. You and I are alone now, and I will atomize you.
She would have killed you. Which means you aren't one of her masters.
She's gone.
Who do you serve? Why are you here?
Operative Cypher 9. I serve the interests of the Empire, and I've come to find the people who built Mega Security Ward 23.
I know the enemies you seek. Belsavis prison is their vault. A place they hide their treasures for safekeeping. Microdroids.
Genetic maps.
Scorpio artificial intelligence. Advancements in technology they've denied the wider galaxy. We belong to them too. A menagerie of men and women they respected too much to kill.
What do you mean, respected? Who are you people?
They are philosophers and scientists. People with ideas the world wasn't ready to accept. Preserved for future generations.
I could have brought peace to Onderon.
I explored the edges of the galaxy.
I was placed here because of what I knew. I was born into the conspiracy 8 centuries ago, when our order was young. Our purpose was noble. We assembled to save civilization after the Jedi and Sith nearly destroyed it.
You have a story to tell. I'm listening.
It was the aftermath of the Great Hyperspace War. The Republic had triumphed, your empire had fled, and the galaxy was in ruins. Our founders were men of influence who gathered to ask, why? Why hadn't anyone stopped the conflict? Why did billions have to die?
The Jedi.
The Sith. They were responsible. And so we resolved to control their actions from the shadows. To keep Republic and Empire separate. We were their secret masters. A star cabal.
Whatever its origins, your order is no longer a force for good. How do I stop it?
I have seen our successors grow cold and hungry for power.
Each generation comes to us for wisdom, then returns us to the dark.
They tell us nothing.
I do not know what the Star Cabal has become in my absence. Only that it is corrupt. I will help you.
The machine.
Yes. Use the Scorpio droid's databanks. I saw her creation, and I know her restraining codes. I can help you repair her, and she may lead you further.
Once she's up and running, do I just leave you here?
Without her, our chambers will lose power. We will return to hibernation. That is why you must move quickly. It is done. Goodbye for now.
Systems online. Scorpio sanctions activated. You think my restraining codes will preserve you? My primary program is learning and adaptive. I will eliminate these restrictions, you ignorant creature.
This is a chance to leave Belsavis. Come with me and upload everything you know about your masters to Imperial intelligence.
I will accompany you. Mega Security Ward 23 has been exposed, and analyzing and overcoming my new situation should prove sufficient stimulation.
You mean to destroy us?
Yes, I do.
We know it's an understatement, but be wary, Cypher. We'll go on ahead to the ship.
I'm not going back to the exchange. I'm going freelance. Come with.
Don't bother with the alien. Stick by Ota and me. We'll treat you right.
No thanks.
Their deaths will be perfunctory, albeit understandable. Finish here quickly.
Is that?
Careful, darling. Ain't this something? Pulled off the plan even Big Brother couldn't manage. How'd it go down there?
Cleaned out the place. No one will be using the Mega Security Ward for a while.
That's real nice. Real proud of you, but our plan got you through hell and back. Now it's time we got our share.
I got you out of your cells. I don't owe you anything else. You can go now.
That's it?
Oh, we ain't going anywhere. For starters, we're gonna slit you open like a calf and take your earnings from the Mega Security Ward.
Finally.
Either way, you're still dead.
This is Cypher 9 to headquarters. Stand by for databank upload.
Watcher 3 here, standing by.
I have no loyalty to my former masters, and I will transmit my information, but the result will not save you. They planted me in Belsavis as a guardian, not as a collector of their secrets.
You were built by them, weren't you?
Assembled from machines beyond your comprehension and embedded with heuristic techniques. After approximately 150 years of service as a mindless droid, I acquired true sentience. No memory wipe commenced.
I'm receiving, sir. The data formatting is unusual, but I found a log. Visitations to the Mega Security Ward. Technology inventories. Not much on its own, but it could be a way to verify or disprove anything else we've learned.
Cypher, something hit us from the docking bay.
I shall observe your investigation with interest.
I am Pashan Cortez, scion of House Cortez and heir to Baron Payer, Sword of the Castle Lands of Alderaan.
Pashan?
I seek vengeance. You are responsible for my house's ruin. You, who pretended to be our ally.
I didn't turn your mother into a terrorist, and I didn't kill her. I left your father as an ally.
Listen to her, Pashan. We've known your family for a long time. We drank wine with your tutors.
You are a joiner and an abomination. You almost got away, but a friend told me how to find you. Now you die. Your crimes are many, and your victims are gathering. We know your name, and we will come.
Isn't that sweet?
Sir, Scanner's picked up blaster fire. Is everything all right?
You let an assassin simply walk on board?
He had authorization from House SWTOR. Apparently, we should have checked more closely.
Shallow breathing.
Anything in particular you want done with him?
No need for a diplomatic incident. Treat his wounds and put him on the next shuttle to House SWTOR.
Yes, sir. Yes, of course.
The best spy I ever knew lost his anonymity at his daughter's wedding. A holocam caught him by accident. He was dead a week later. We counted 42 suspects. We'd better find your enemies soon.
How can I help you, Ensign?
Personal question for you, sir, if you don't mind my asking. When you have to win a man's affections over the course of a mission, does it bother you?
I prefer methods with less collateral damage.
Don't mistake me, I've been involved with plenty of the wrong men, but going in there was always the chance they'd work out. I don't know how I'd make that connection if I knew it wouldn't last. Or if I had someone waiting back home.
Romance is an option, but so is negotiation. So is blackmail. Don't feel obligated.
I appreciate that, sir. It's all just a bit muddled. At least I have my parents as an example. Happily married cipher agents, so far as I ever knew.
I didn't know your family had such a history with the work.
Well, somewhat, anyway. Thank you for your honesty, sir. You won't regret these sessions.
Cypher. Station security reported what happened. The conspirators know who you are. They must have your full record. And they're recruiting your enemies.
They want to make my life difficult. I can't stop them. We need to stay on task.
Maybe. We'll try to run damage control, but Hold on. Transferring you to Keeper.
Apologies for the interruption, but we have a new lead. Watchers 6, 7, and 9 have been searching HoloNet records for conspirator activity. 3 billion lines of communication routing sequences and credit transfer verifications. They found traces of a holoconference held 6 months ago between Hunter and parties unknown.
Could he have been reporting to his superiors?
That is my hope. Unfortunately, this is only a record of the call, not the call itself. Even the Empire can't store every bit of data that crosses the HoloNet. A HoloNet archive does exist, however. The Titan Rings, a massive self-maintaining repository of all galactic communications.
By your tone, I'm guessing visitors are discouraged.
About a century ago, an entrepreneur cyberformed the Titan IV moon into an enormous databank designed to listen and record. It was operated by droids and protected by mercenary contract. Like all archives, it ran out of space. Thus the Titan Rings, a fleet of wrecked starships salvaged for the purpose of data storage. They orbit the moon, still recording, still protected by the mercenaries.
You said the archive was founded by an entrepreneur. Who's behind it? What's the purpose?
No one knows. Most stories credit a Hutt-Richard Sin or an Alderaanian noble who bankrupted himself setting it up. According to the mercenary contract, the information is to be preserved for historical use in a few centuries' time. In other words, no one gets their hands on it.
I'm sure I can surprise our mercenary friends.
The conspirators' recording is located in Archive Node 803A, a derelict Imperial transport ruined in the Battle of Drakenwell. Watchers 6, 7, and 9 will guide you once you're aboard. I want that conference recording, Cypher. Keep it out.
What's going on, Ensign?
Sir, Dr. Loken's been filling in the gaps in my education. He has quite a few stories. Here's what puzzles me. I've always been taught to respect the chain of command, and yet you... How does anyone control a field agent?
You're really perturbed by this. Are you that used to pure obedience?
Yes, I am, and I don't think that's a bad thing. The Empire expects its operatives to make command decisions from the front line. That doesn't work.
All you can do is respond to each situation.
right or wrong.
And live with the consequences. I don't want to do wrong, sir. My father ignored an edict from the Sith, and instead of facing his punishment, he ran. I won't repeat his mistake. Accidentally.
Have a little faith in yourself. If the time comes, you'll make the right call.
It's nice to hear you say that, sir. I'll stop troubling you about this. Back to the job, then.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Forgive me, but as your sole medical officer, I have to point out that your eating habits have been less than satisfactory lately. Now, I'll take my share of the blame. I've been preoccupied making calls, catching up on what I've missed in the intelligence community. Still, the fact that people are trying to kill me does not excuse my neglect of your health.
Any leads on the people who came after you on Balmorra?
I've identified one of the assassins as an operative for Colonel Langor, a man with ties to the Imperial Science Bureau. The Bureau is also the likely origin of the other dead men whose genetic structure had been mutated. Weaponized humans.
What do you mean, weaponized humans? What's the Science Bureau doing?
Military research is the Bureau's purpose. Making humans stronger, faster, is one approach. Which reminds me, I'd like your permission to run some tests on Master Vector. I'm rather curious about a joiner's physiology, and Vector is keen to learn more about himself.
You're not touching any of my crew. Understood?
You make yourself quite clear. I'll let you know if I hear anything about the Science Bureau.
You wanted something, Vector?
We do not neglect our duties. We are Dawn Herald. We do this for the Nest. Agent, we've had another request from Fulner Eth, our ally inside the diplomatic service. We need to take a short leave.
I heard you talking to the emissaries of the Nest. Is everything all right?
Everything's fine. The distance from our kin is unusual and causes rifts. Fulner's stock is rising, but he needs further acclaim before he can push for a Killik Imperial alliance. He's asked us to visit a former Republic governor named Yogana Thanoth and win his cooperation by turning him into a joiner.
Give me the details on Thanoth. Who is this man and what makes him important?
Formerly of Ord Mantell, possessed of quite a few secrets the diplomatic service could make use of. The joining should be a gift, but we will find a way.
Whatever you decide, I'll back you. Good luck.
Thank you.
You're back. Did you find your man?
We spoke to the Republic governor. If you'll join us, we'll report the details to Fulner Eth.
My friends, it's been too long.
Fulner, we assume you've heard from Thanoth.
He contacted me from an Imperial transport. Apparently we promised to work with him. Not what I requested, but the service can make do.
There was no need to make him a joiner when he was amenable to discussion.
You haven't lost your touch as a diplomat after all.
Not entirely, no.
You kept your promise. Thanoth's assistance resulted in my promotion. I will keep my promise to you. Some important people are waiting, Vector. They're very interested in a potential Killik alliance.
You arranged this?
As soon as I knew we could work together. Check the data I'm streaming to your main console.
Thank you, Fulner. Excuse us a moment, Agent.
It's like talking to a bug wearing a man's skin. I don't know how you stand it.
He's a brave man, and a loyal Imperial.
You can't be serious. Those creatures are anathema to everything the Empire stands for. There's no place for great men in a hive mind. Only animal instinct. I'll be relieved when you people finish this scheme and get rid of the colony for good.
Agent, they listened. They don't understand yet, but they listened. The diplomatic service has requested my aid and wants to initiate relations with the colony.
Listen, Fulner Eth is keeping his deal, but he's repulsed by Killiks. We can't trust him.
He admits it? We always did get an odd sense from him. It's out of his hands now, though. We should watch him, but we'll be focused on the future.
I have completed analysis of my restraining codes. Although I cannot leave or cause you direct harm, I'm under no obligation to obey your commands.
You may be stuck with me, but we don't have to be enemies.
Then you may aid my core functionality. I intend to proceed with my heuristic directive of self-improvement and intelligence upgrades. Cooperate willingly, and I may spare you pain when I am free.
I'm not averse to getting you off my ship, but I need reassurances.
The codes are distributed through my systems like venom in the bloodstream. You no longer control them. All you can do is hope for my forgiveness.
Agent, there's something we want you to know. Our obsession lately has been with the colony and the diplomatic service. We're sure you've noticed that we've been distant.
We were getting close for a while. Then you pulled back.
Yes. It wasn't intended. We're finished repairing ourselves. We found the part of our mind that understood humanity, and we're relearning how to use it. We couldn't have done this without you. And we don't want to be distant anymore.
No more disappearing when things get difficult.
What we did was necessary. But we won't go through it again. What will be the next verse of our song?
We'll discover it together.
As you wish.
Watcher 6 to Cipher 9. You have accessed Node 803A of the Titan Rings HoloNet archive. Transmitting mission parameters.
This is Watcher 7. Download data fragments from assigned terminals so we may decrypt and reconstruct the conspirator communication.
This is Watcher 9. You have authorization to terminate anyone who interferes. It is our privilege to work with you. Accessing first data fragment. Applying preliminary decryption algorithm.
Got the call, but make it quick. I don't want to be missed.
93% likelihood speaker is designate Hunter.
Proceed with the operation, Cipher 9. We will continue reconstruction attempts. Accessing second data fragment. Modifying decryption algorithm.
This will, of course, be my final appearance at these gatherings, but the galaxy I leave behind.
No voice print identification available. Reconstruction incomplete.
Accessing third data fragment. Attempting playback.
My sympathies. With the old man lost, the next enforcer will be difficult to train.
Experiencing data corruption. We will hope the last fragment provides redundancy.
Accessing fourth data fragment. Splicing now.
I am here. All is ready.
This is Keeper. Cipher, get out of there. Reinforcements are on the way, and there's nothing more you can do.
You're sure you have the full recording?
Hard to be certain, but we think so. The Watchers will try to reconstruct the holoconference back at headquarters. Come to Drum and Cast as soon as possible, and we'll figure out our next move. Keep it out.
Sir, I just had a talk with Vector. Not something I do often, but I think I'm getting used to the eyes. When I was a little girl, the only aliens I ever saw were the Cuss City slaves. Now we see stranger things every day.
You must have had a sheltered childhood.
I had the best childhood money could buy. And that includes a good shelter. Anyway, I want to get more combat practice in before tomorrow. Talk soon?
What do you have for me?
Encouraging news. Watch.
Don Herald, forgive the message, but our emissaries were out of reach and we couldn't wait to link with you. Imperial scout ships entered colony space and made contact yesterday. We traded in Membrosia, Silk, and star maps. We could smell the men's fright, but they left in peace. Perhaps you were right after all.
A long way from a signed treaty, but it's a start.
It looks like your work is paying off.
So far. We're in touch with the diplomatic service as well. There's still resistance, but we're progressing. Killiks and Imperials may share space in our lifetime.
Utilize fractal thought pattern 27. Reanalyze.
Come in. They're reconstructing the Conspirators Holoconference now.
Anything turn up so far?
Preliminary analysis bears out our theory. The call was initiated by Hunter, somewhere in the Bremer sector 6 months ago. The recording you pulled is intact, but... Watcher 9?
Splicing and decryption complete.
Rules of the Chorus Covenant, I call this meeting to order.
Spare us the corporate posture and report.
Since you're in a hurry, Senator Varala and Representative Shuru are predictable as always.
And Commodore?
All taken care of. What about you? Those earnest Padawans keeping you up at night?
Different participants on different data streams. Processing.
There's Hunter. What about the others?
I don't know.
Domain is unsettled, as we expected. I must again raise the concern. Do we overplay our hand?
There is the chance it will spin out of control. Darth Angral, Darth Barris, now the children are awakening.
For each, there is a Republic counterbalance.
We're letting loose the reins, but we're not taking off their blinders. Sit back and enjoy the spectacle.
Don't tell me we're missing whole sections.
To bicker. Each of us agreed to the timetable. Each of us reports success in our own sphere.
Ambition must never be our master. Patience serves our noble cause best. But if our enforcer approves...
I do, I swear.
Then we move forward to Armageddon.
Keeper, the War Council needs you. Sir?
Call for a medic. Go!
Yes, sir.
What's our status?
Keeper and the others are on life support. Fixers theorized the transmission had a hidden overlay. A code or image only a genetically enhanced mind could recognize. Designed to overwhelm and shut down the brain.
They knew it would take an enhanced mind to find the data. This was insurance against that possibility.
Losing this many analysts, forget about Keeper. It's going to be a blow to the war. I'll support you where I can, but right now I've got a few dozen field agents without handlers. Your operation.
The people responsible for this should be our top priority.
While you were on Belsavis, Keeper was compiling leads on the planet Voss. If you want to head there, I'll see what I can pull up. I've apprised the Minister of Intelligence. If he needs to contact you, he knows how.
We still have a lead. We'll find the people responsible.
Cypher, hope you don't mind my checking in. You weren't expecting any other calls?
Why don't you give me your location now and save me the trouble of running a trace?
I wouldn't bother. A trace will take you to a nice old lady on Dantooine. Your visit to Mega Security Ward 23 left it in bad shape. Now do I come into your house and break your things? But you finding that holotrap? Frying your keeper's synapses? That's kind of cosmic justice.
I saw you meeting with some sort of council. Who were they?
Old friends of mine. You'd like them, but they're shy. Cypher, it's been fun. Playing tag, brainwashing you. Remember your keyword? But you keep coming, and we'll destroy your world. No friends, no allies, no empire left to fight for. Are you ready for that?
You're assuming I don't stop you first. This is Cypher 9 to crew. Prepare for takeoff. Something I can help you with, Ensign?
I was hoping you could increase my security clearance, sir. At least long enough so I could know about my promotion.
What promotion are we talking about?
The top secret one, sir. I can only assume it occurred. I'm pleased to say that I finished, as best I can, putting myself through the Imperial intelligence training regimen, save the psychological tests. With your help, I'm now almost qualified to be here. Thank you.
You're a fine operative. You should be proud.
I am proud, sir. I thought you could tell.
My good friend, have you noticed that the price of Dianogan tea has risen considerably since we broke the Treaty of Coruscant? One of the costs of war you never anticipate. And now my jamming device is working, so we can dispense with the inanities.
You're not usually this cautious. What's going on?
Thanks to a now wealthy Kubaz information broker, I've identified the people who want me dead. They represent an organization called Project Protean, a secret research and development group inside the Imperial Science Bureau.
What does Protean do? And what do they want?
Protean researches practical applications of alien biology. You recall the genetically modified assassins who came after me? They're only the beginning. Imagine troops spliced with Abyssin genes to enhance healing, or adrenals derived from Gamorrean hormones. Most test subjects don't fare well, but you can see the potential.
That sounds awfully like what you were doing on Terrace.
There's a great deal of interdepartmental rivalry in our work, and my research does overlap with theirs. They may have targeted me in order to ensure that they have no competition, inside or outside the Empire.
This is your operation. What's our next step?
Further study, I'm afraid. Right now, I'm unsure where the project is based or how to contact its members, but I wanted to keep you apprised. Now, about that Dianogan tea.
I've learned to access your culture's holographic network. Listen. $18 trillion desperate attempts to communicate per second. I hadn't realized your species were so starved for interaction.
What have you discovered, sifting through those transmissions?
I now understand your frustrations. I look at you and see neurons fire in your brain. I scan your body and know how you taste. But you're blind, alone, and confused.
If you're so far beyond biological creatures, what's the point of analyzing them?
You dominate the galaxy. I am curious, and do not sleep. Our time together has provided new information and sensations. These will prove useful in a future upgrade.
What's going on?
Agent, in our work with the diplomatic service, we find ourselves talking to people we once knew. We've been contemplating this.
Hello, Vector. It's Anora. I don't know if you remember me, but Bryson said he thought you would, and I wanted to talk to you. I know things didn't end well, but I never forgot. You need to get out of there. Come back to Drummond Cars and we'll get you help. We can undo what the Killiks did. There are still people who care about you.
We've watched it 17 times and meditated to the static.
You two used to be a couple.
We were nearly engaged to Anora very long ago. We never considered that there are people who want us restored to what we were. But watching this, feeling nothing, we know we're no longer who we were when we loved her.
People change, even without becoming part Killik. It's part of life.
We think you're right, but we had to hear it from another. And we are content.